You are not reading this by chance. This prayer did not cross your path on the wind, nor did it appear before you by mere luck. There are times when God touches us in a subtle, profound, and precise way, and sometimes He uses exactly that. A prayer, a video, an unexpected call to whisper, "I heard you. I know your burden. I know what you're asking for. And I'm already moving heaven and earth in your favor." And if these words have reached you now, it's because something great is about to happen. A door that seemed sealed, a miracle that seemed unattainable, an answer you had buried deep in your heart. Saint Carlo Acutis guided your steps here to rekindle what pain tried to extinguish: your hope. Perhaps you're exhausted from trying alone. Perhaps you carry such an urgent request that even mentioning it hurts. Perhaps your tears have fallen silently without witnesses. Perhaps you've tried your hardest, and yet nothing has changed. But listen carefully. Heaven hasn't forgotten you. There are times when God takes our pain into His hands and sends someone special to help us. And today He presents to you a young, holy, pure, swift man, sensitive to hidden wounds, a powerful intercessor for urgent causes. Saint Carlo Acutis, the protector against the impossibilities of this time, the saint who lived to prove that God acts, and acts quickly when He finds a sincere heart. And before we continue with this powerful prayer, I need to ask you something, not for myself, but for you and for the spiritual mission that we are building together. If this prayer has touched your heart, if you feel like she's speaking directly to you, it seems as if each sentence was written for its specific moment. So, subscribe to the channel now, tap the button, turn on notifications. Do this because here, every day, without exception, a new prayer is published with faith, love, and purpose. And it may be that tomorrow's prayer will bring the answer you implore today. It may be the sign you've asked for so many times. Don't let these blessings go unnoticed. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and allow heaven to speak to you daily. You are part of this spiritual family. Without you here, something feels incomplete. Now take a deep breath, because what comes next is not just a prayer, it's a meeting. It's a calling. It is a direct cry to the heavens, sustained by faith and reinforced by the intercession of Saint Carlo Acutis. This young saint, so close to modern suffering, understands what urgency is, understands what it is to suffer in silence, understands what it is to plead for something that only God can move. That is why his answers are quick. That is why so many miracles have occurred through his intercession. His goodness is alive. His compassion is alive. His attention to those who suffer is alive. And today you can place in his hands everything that hurts you, weighs you down, and that you can no longer carry alone. Because there are miracles that only happen when you stop, breathe, and allow God to act. And this is the moment. This is the moment when your heart opens. This is the moment when the sky draws closer. This is the moment when everything starts to change. Prepare yourself, because when you begin this prayer with true faith, something unseen will begin to move. What was stagnant will rise. What was dark will become clear. What was locked will open. Saint Carlo Acutis is already walking in your direction, and his miracle, it starts now. Saint Carlo Acutis, young saint, chosen by God to enlighten this generation with purity and faith, I stand before you with a wounded, open, and needy heart. You who perceive hidden pains, you who see what no one else notices, you who welcome those who arrive weary, extend your hand over me today. I've come to ask for not something simple nor something small, but that which only heaven can accomplish. Saint Carlo, you know how urgent this matter is for me. You know the burden I try to bear alone. Do you know how many times I've swallowed back tears? How many times have I fought in silence? How many times have I given up before even starting? Therefore, in light of your powerful intercession, I surrender this cause that weighs heavily on my chest. This situation is keeping me awake at night. This is a request that only God fully understands. Place your pure hands upon me, and presents my cry to the Most High. Saint Carlo Acutis, you who believed that the Eucharist is the road to heaven, guide my steps along the path of grace. Bring to the heart of God everything that, with my limited strength, I can't transform it on my own. May your holy youth rekindle the dormant hope within me, and that your love for heavenly things awaken the miracle I so urgently await. Saint Carlo, you who lived with the simplicity of the righteous and the courage of those who believe in the impossible, look into my heart. I'm not asking you out of vanity, not even out of pride, nor by desires that distance us from the light. I'm asking because I need to, because I reached a point where, without God, I can't go on. You know what it's like to fight without witnesses. You know what it's like to carry invisible battles. You know what it's like to feel your soul crying out for help. And that is why I implore you. Enter my story today. With the same speed with which you comforted those who were suffering. Touch what is wounded, heal what is broken, open what is closed, strengthen what is crumbling inside me. Saint Carlo Acutis, hold my hand right now. I place before you this urgent request. This is such a delicate matter that I can hardly even mention it. You know my fear, you know my anxiety, you know about my insecurity, and yet you welcome me. May heaven hear what I cannot express in words. May God see the tears that no one else saw. May he receive through your holy hands the request I hold so deeply that sometimes even I can't touch it. Saint Carlo, intercede for me with the love of those who trust, with the purity of those who believe without hesitation, with the faith of those who know that all it takes is a divine breath for a miracle to be born. Stay with me, dear saint. I still need your strength, from your presence, through your intercession. Saint Carlo Acutis. He's walking ahead of me now. Go where I cannot go. It acts where my hands cannot reach. It accomplishes what my strength can no longer bear. You, who were so quick to help those who were suffering, so attentive to hidden pains, so sensitive to silent requests, look at me with the same compassion that silently transformed lives. I surrender to you, Saint Carlo, every detail of what I'm experiencing, what I understand and what I don't understand, what hurts me and what confuses me, what paralyzes me and what drives me to despair. None of this scares you. None of this will deter you. None of this is too great for the mercy of God when it passes through your hands. Therefore I ask you, enter where there are shadows and shed light. He enters where there is disorder and brings peace. Go where there is fear and plant courage. It enters where there is loss and renews hope. I know you can, Saint Carlo. I know that you intercede with sincere love. I know you listen to those who arrive tired. How do I get here now? Even though my faith is fragile, even though my strength is at its limit, I trust. I trust because you have already seen miracles happen when all seemed lost. I trust because you know that God's timing is perfect. It never fails, it's never late, it never makes mistakes. I trust because, if I am here, it's because heaven decided to touch me today. Saint Carlo, don't let go of my hand. Don't leave me alone with this urgent request. Stay with me while the sky works. Stay with me while God prepares what I cannot see. Stay with me while grace draws near, even if it doesn't appear before my eyes yet. Saint Carlo Acutis. At this moment I place it at your feet. Everything I've been holding on to for so long, my concerns, my secret fears, my doubts persist in weakening me. I surrender everything to you, because I know you would never ignore a sincere heart who asks for help from heaven. How many times, Saint Carlo, I tried to solve everything on my own? How many times have I felt I needed to be strong all the time? How many times have I blamed myself for not being able to handle everything? But now I understand that true strength. It's not about carrying the world on your shoulders, and yes, in having the humility to surrender to God what I can no longer afford. And that's what I'm doing here now with you. I'll hand it over. I'll let go. I allow heaven to act. I ask that you take my urgent request at the feet of God the Father, with the same simple and profound faith who guided your steps on earth. Saint Carlo, when hope seems faint, hold my hand. When fear tries to overwhelm me, speak to my heart. When doubt tries to blind me, it reminds me that God works in silence. When discouragement threatens to bring me down, it reinforces for me that miracles are often born precisely in moments when everything seems lost. Play now, dear saint, the part of my life that needs heaven the most. That area that I've tried to change 1,000 times, that wound that starts to hurt again, that door that won't open, that request that screams inside me and that I can no longer hide. I entrust everything to you, San Carlo, everything that I am, everything that I live, everything that I fear. Stay by my side as the miracle draws near, even though I don't see the first signs yet. Stay with me, because my soul senses that something is about to happen. Saint Carlo Acutis, I ask you now to silence everything that tries to take me away from God's presence. Silence the voices of fear, the voices of anxiety, the voices that make me believe nothing will change. Bring peace into me, even though the storm outside hasn't passed yet. Teach my heart to trust, even when my mind tries to doubt. You who lived with your gaze turned towards the sky, and a heart steadfast in the will of God, pour out that same supernatural confidence upon me. May I rest, not because everything is already resolved, but because heaven has already begun to act. May I breathe deeply, knowing that through you, my order is already being processed directly in the heart of God. Saint Carlo, I know that divine timing is perfect, but today, honestly, I'm also asking you to be quick. I'm asking you to do this urgently. I'm begging you for immediate help for this situation that has already exceeded my limits, and that only a miracle can change that. You, who are known for taking on impossible cases, look upon me with mercy and brings my most urgent need to the throne of God. Toca, San Carlo, the areas of my life that are fragile, relationships that need healing, the decisions I need to make, opportunities that seem distant, the fears that paralyze me, and most importantly, that specific request which led me to this prayer today. I ask you, open paths where none exist, a soft light where everything seems confusing, bring direction where there is no clarity, and prepare the ground for the miracle I'm waiting for. Because I believe, San Carlo. I believe that nothing is impossible for God. When a heart kneels in true faith, stay with me, beloved saint. Don't abandon me in the middle of this battle. Stay with me as grace draws near, as the impossible begins to move, while the sky silently draws. The answer my heart has been waiting for. Saint Carlo Acutis. At this moment I ask you to shine your light in those parts of my life where I no longer see a way out. Illuminate my choices. Light my way, light up my weary heart. May none of my decisions be guided by fear, because of the rush, through pain, or due to insecurity. Guide me with wisdom from above, the same wisdom that illuminated your youth and it made you see God in everything. I also ask you, San Carlo, that you may enter the invisible areas of my being, in those cases that even I don't fully understand. The thoughts that hurt me, the feelings that destabilize me, the emotions that I try to control but can't. Touch all of this with your pure love and transforms what needs to be transformed. I don't just want an outward miracle. I want peace. I want healing. I want rest. I want to feel it inside me, the certainty that God is at work. You, who lived with a simple heart and faith as firm as a rock, pour that same inner strength over me. When I doubt, it reminds me that God never fails. When I get tired, it reminds me that God renews. When I get discouraged, it reminds me that God raises up and transforms, even that which seemed lost. Saint Carlo, I also hand over to you the people connected to me, those I love, those who worry me, those who walk beside me, and those who may be suffering without me seeing it. Intercede for each of them. It protects, strengthens, and blesses. May no harm befall those I hold dear in my heart, and that, through your intercession, may heaven touch every life that is connected to mine. I feel that heaven is listening to this cry, even though my eyes still see nothing. I feel that something is moving in the invisible realm, something that only God can do. And that's why I continue, even though tired, even wounded, even without answers. Because I know I'm not alone. I know you're with me in this urgent request. I know that your light is opening paths, where before there was only darkness. Saint Carlo Acutis, I ask you now to prepare my heart to receive what God is about to do. Often, Saint Carlo, it's not the miracle that takes time. It is our heart that is not yet ready to receive the blessing that heaven has already sent. Therefore, soften within me everything that needs to be softened. It strengthens what needs to be strengthened. It lightens what is too heavy. Remove all discouragement from my path. Every negative word, any influence that tries to undermine my faith. Cover me with your light, with your protection, with a purity that made you reflect God's love wherever you went. May no shadow have power over me. May nothing keep me from the miracle that the Lord has destined for my heart. Saint Carlo, if there is something inside me who tries to prevent the divine response, remove. If there is fear, there is healing. If there is a blockade, release it. If there is confusion, clarify. If there is a wound, it will heal. I give you permission to touch the deepest part of my being, even places I'm afraid to go to myself. For I know, beloved saint, that when you touch a life, the transformation begins silently. Like the morning light that gradually gains strength, which is growing, which gradually clears the way until all darkness is dispelled. Do this to me, Saint Carlo. Do this in this urgent situation, and I'll hand it over to you. Do this in the areas where I've already lost my strength, and while the sky works, teach me to remain steadfast. Teach me how to wait without getting discouraged. Teach me to trust without doubting. Teach me how to rest without fear. Teach me to recognize the subtle signs that God places before me so that I know I haven't been abandoned. Saint Carlo, I feel your presence here. I feel that you are listening to me. I feel your merciful gaze. It's landing on my life, and even if I don't see the miracle yet, I know he's already started to move in a subtle, profound, and divine way. Stay with me, dear saint, because I still need to walk a little further until grace is fully revealed. Don't let go of my hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't let me give up now. Saint Carlo Acutis, at this moment I open my heart even more, even though afraid, even with fragility, even without knowing exactly what tomorrow will bring. I open because I trust in your intercession. It's reaching places my hands can't reach and untying knots that I didn't even know how to handle anymore. You know the ways of heaven, like someone who has always walked in the light. Therefore I ask you, enters into circumstances that seem to be at a standstill. It enters into the results that don't arrive. It enters the responses that take time. It enters paths that seemed closed forever. And it starts moving everything that needs to be moved, so that this miracle, urgent, necessary, profound, start descending upon my life. Saint Carlo, I know that God works in silent ways and sometimes even mysterious, but I ask you, it helps me understand. Help me see the signs. Even if they are small, it helps me understand that every detail, every coincidence, each door that opens slowly, it's part of something bigger, that heaven is preparing for me. I'm asking you too. Protect my heart from giving up. Because, dear saint, there are days when the weight is so great. The urge is to stop halfway. There are days when hope seems slim and faith weary. There are days when I wonder if the miracle will truly happen, and it's during those times that I need you the most. When my heart thinks about giving up, it reminds me that heaven would never lead me to this point, to leave me at their mercy in the middle of the fight. When doubt tries to take up space, envelop me with your gentle light, and rekindles in me the certainty that God acts, even when the silence seems to last too long. When fear tries to scream louder, it covers me with the courage that was sprouting from your deep friendship with the Lord. Saint Carlo, I implore you, do not let my eyes stray from the heights. Don't let me lose faith right now, when grace is beginning to draw near. Stay by my side, walk at my pace, hold my soul firmly, and keep me safe until this moment, in which the blessing is fully revealed. I realize that something is moving, even if slowly, even though hidden from view. That's why I'm still here. In prayer, holding your hand, grounded in faith, anchored in the sky, because I know that God honors those who ask with sincerity in their hearts, and they refuse to give up. Saint Carlo Acutis, I ask you to come even closer to me, like a loyal friend, as a sensitive intercessor, like someone who understands the weight I carry within my soul. Stay with me through this final part of my plea, because it is exactly here, dear saint, that I deposit everything I bring and all that I hope for from above. You know, beloved saint, my spirit cries out for urgency. He is clamoring for answers. He cries out for direction, cry out for God's touch that transforms a life in an instant. And that's why now I place it in your blessed hands, the deepest request, quieter and what is most urgent in my heart. Saint Carlo, take this request directly to the heart of God. Present it to him with your love, with your transparent faith, with the unwavering confidence that guided you. Tell him that I need him. Tell him that my heart is open. Tell him that my strength has reached its limit. Tell him that I believe, even though tired, even wounded, even in silence. And now, dear saint, I do what is most difficult. I'll deliver. I'll let go. I leave it in God's hands. Something I tried to control on my own for so long. I rest in the invisible because I know that the sky is in motion. I rest in the miracle because I feel that it has already begun to be born. I rest in your intercession because I know you're with me at this very minute. May the urgent miracle I cry out for today occur, be planted, cared for, and returned to me according to God's perfect will, that everything that needs to go, skirt, that everything that needs to open up, that everything that needs to be restored, be fully restored, and that which already belongs to me by divine destiny, come to me without any hindrance. Saint Carlo Acutis, I thank you now, not because I've already seen the result, but because by faith I feel that he is already on his way. I am grateful because God always listens. I am grateful because heaven never fails. I am grateful because your intercession is alive, powerful and true. Stay with me, beloved saint. Walk with me in the coming days. Guide my steps, protect my heart, and strengthens my faith. May this prayer be the starting point of a new era in my life, a time of open doors, indoor rest, clear answers, of profound peace, of reconciliation, of healing, of victories, and of miracles. And so be it, amen. If you made it this far, it wasn't a coincidence. Each phrase of this prayer was created to touch your spirit and prepare the ground for urgent graces that God desires to pour out upon you. Now it's your turn. Write your request in the comments. That deep desire that you want Saint Carlo Acutis leads directly to the throne of God. Do it with faith, with sincerity, with dedication. Feel that your voice is being heard at this very moment. And if you know someone who needs a sign of comfort, of hope, share this video with that person. Perhaps today you are the instrument whom God chose to bring relief to her heart. Remember, when we pray together, we have become channels of blessings. Write your request, share it with love, and believe deeply. Saint Carlo Acutis is already listening to you, and the miracle has already begun.